right, welcome and happy Sunday. And you know what? Hey, we got our pregame show coming up, Ravens, Bengals. We're going to talk a little bit of football. Today is focused on football. Mondays and Thursdays, we kind of do our own thing, which we talk football half the time. But hey, thanks for waking up with us. And we're going to have a fun show for you guys today. Chance to win some giveaways, have some fun, talk some shots, or talk some shop and stop traffic. Call-ins are back on the menu. We introduced them last show on Thursday. We're going to have call-ins so we can hear from everyone out there. What do you think about the games, the Ravens coming up this afternoon as they kick off at 1 p.m. in Cincinnati? And you know what? I'm going to put my glasses back on because it's glasses type of day, Bradley.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Look at us.
Look at us. We're pink, pretty in pink.
We are pretty in pink. And why are we pretty in pink, Brad?
It's Cancer Awareness Month, and the Tatas get all the attention, of course.
Hey, and they do, but in general, it's just cancer awareness that we want to just shed light to. So, hey, I got my Iron Rooster. You got your Deep Eddy and the Tutu Project.
I almost put the Tutu on, which still might happen. I feel like there's got to be incentive. Like, we got to get a certain amount of likes, and I'll put the Tutu on. But this is the Dare to Tutu.
Hashtag Dare to Tutu. We do have tutus.
Yeah.
It is, again, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And also in general, I think it's just a good reminder for everyone out there. So many things going on. Be aware and also be thankful and try to help make a difference. And even though it might not seem like a lot, the support can go a long way. And also, though, we have some support here in the studio. It's not just Brad and I. We do have Rocco.
Good to see you guys. Glad I'm called the support. Feel like a I don't know.
Oh, when you cut, you know what? The support's not there because that energy is down here.
Yeah,
a guy that was ready to be in here and do all this.
You know why?
Unbelievable.
The Phillies lost. That's what the problem.
Is the Phillies lost.
It was just a long Saturday. It was a good day. It's not just because of that. But
the Phillies lost in spectacular fashion. By the way, that's what the real hard.
Disgusting showing from the bullpen, and to have Zach Wheeler go out and just pitch an absolute gem. And then to do that, I'm disgusted.
Hey, yeah, us O's fans know the feeling.
And you know what, though, Rock? The Mets aren't going to be stopped. We'll save that for tomorrow. Yeah. The Mets are winning the National League. It's going to happen here. And also,
I'm kind of here for it, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Bring the chaos, right?
Sorry, Rock.
Bring the chaos. And also, just a bit outside, mother-in-law is a survivor of, I'm assuming, breast cancer. It's amazing. Look, it's these stories here, right? Everyone has a story. Everyone has a connection. That's why we want to try to bring awareness as much as possible and obviously being able to make a difference when you can. Make an impact, right? So, hey, welcome to Sunday. We're picking up the energy here. Rocco's going to try to pick it up. But, guys, big divisional game for the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the reason why we're here. Yep. Ravens, Bengals, 1 p.m. in Cincinnati. Ever heard of it, Rocco?
No, never.
Never heard of it. Well,
never want to. Never want to even go there.
Well, you know what? They say it's a
what a trash town.
Whoa.
Real, Brad.
Whoa.
Come on.
Whoa. Come on.
I don't know, like, if my stomach could handle a bowl of Skyline chili right now, but you never know. It could. So we'll see.
You know, Jamie's family's from the Ohio region initially.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I went there, had to have I like the Skyline chili. I really do.
Is it good? Is it like, everything they hype it up to be?
I think it's like how people talk about us in Maryland with crabs and you got to have Old Bay on everything. Okay. Some people might be like, you know what? That's not my thing. Yeah. You know, up there, it's like, oh, I heard this thing was the best thing ever. It's really good. But, like, they have more pride in it because they're from that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like I think you can't have crabs outside of Maryland. They're probably delicious. I don't care.
Crab cakes in general.
That can't be.
Crab cakes outside of Maryland is not a thing.
It is a sin for me to have a cheesesteak outside of the Philadelphia area.
Really?
Like, if it's not in Pennsylvania. I've tried the closest thing that I've tried here that is even close to a cheesesteak in Philadelphia, because we're not calling them Philly cheesesteaks from where I'm from. They're just cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks, yeah.
But McGurk's over in Fed Hill.
Okay.
They have the bread down. They're very good.
They're an Eagles bar too.
They are. They're a Philly-based bar, but that's the only thing that's comparable to anything cheesesteak-wise. Like I saw a list the other day. People were trying to say, "Oh yeah, the top cheesesteak places in Baltimore or Maryland." I'm like, Sorry, just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like if we tried to make one of those in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania for
Right.
crabs,
Yeah.
we'd get run out of town.
That's like what was it? Was it the Pirate Stadium that has Maryland style crab cakes or whatever it was that they were offering?
You know what? I'm not sure, but anytime I hear Maryland style and it's not in Maryland, it's not original. It's not authentic.
Full
And
of breading.
I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you for acknowledging the great state of Maryland and the crab cakes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest, if it's a crab cake outside the state of Maryland or in the DMV, maybe down the coast, going to the beach, whatever it may be,
You got to be close.
that's fine.
Yeah.
You got to be in proximity.
Yes.
Good word in the morning here.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm waking up feeling good. Now, maybe we just need some food. I'm starving.
I got my Iron Rooster coffee. Thank you, Rip. Appreciate you bringing that in.
Hey, cheers. And hey, don't thank me. Thank the Iron Rooster. Obviously, we got the tarts up there next to Rock. We're having a great time right now. Rocco didn't eat them yet.
By the way, the one on the right,
that's
bro. It's a s'mores roost tart. And I saw the video and might have gotten a little tight in the pants, is all I'm saying.
woo! That talk about fiery.
Children's show, Brad.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
Joe.
not.
What are you talking
no,
about?
it's not. And you know what? Hey, Ma, I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, you got your hot sauce there, Rock.
Oh, God. Kelly,
You know,
sorry, Miss Kelly.
Michael's got the secret stuff in Space Jam. Michael Jordan. Rocco's got the fire honey. Shout out to Kyle.
Can you turn it around?
Smiley
Labeled it.
face on it.
Yeah.
This might be a collector's item, one of one. So I don't know if I'm going to use this or just keep it.
Yeah, it literally says Rocco's Fire Honey.
Yeah,
That might need to go on the wall somewhere.
Exactly.
Frame it. Put it next to your bed. Hey, you know what?
Fantastic.
We're waking up feeling good, and just another quantum wave function. Say that 6 times fast. Great seeing you. Let's go Ravens. Hey, you know what? This is how we walked in. Why don't we pull up the video of how Derrick Henry just walked in to Cincinnati as they're getting ready to play the Bengals up there on the road. Got that video of the King Henry outfit?
Yeah, the fit. Oh, bro.
Oh, yep.
The fit.
Yep.
Got the overalls.
You know what? That's just peak. You can walk around like that right there.
I've never owned a pair of overalls in my entire life.
Well, we might have to. It might not look it's not going to look as good as that. I'll be honest. Derek can wear whatever he wants, and I think it's the best damn thing in the world right now. Why? He's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you know what? That aura, that's what I like walking in up there. Is it Paul Brown James Stadium?
It's Paycor or something like that.
Oh, they changed the name. Yeah. Oh, good kids. Good kids.
Nothing like slapping an HR company right on the payroll company, right?
Hey, man. That's what it's all about right now.
Oh, yeah, you should be one. Well, I won't say it, but the Pittsburgh, it's Heinz Field, right? It's still Heinz Field to me.
Yes, it always will be.
Yeah.
It's never going to be Acupuncture Stadium. Kreischer. We know what the name is, but it will never be Acupuncture Stadium. It will forever be known as Heinz Field. By the way, Derrick Henry, when he's walking in, imagine being the guy that says, Derrick, I don't like your outfit. I don't. Like, imagine going up to Derrick Henry and saying that to his face. I would just love to see the look on the person's face, or just on Derrick Henry's face in general. If someone went up to him and said, don't like what you're wearing, don't like the outfit.
Oh, you know what we need to do?
Love it.
We need to get Nick Moore's fit going into the stadium.
Oh, we're gonna have to get the photos. Let him know.
We need a pre-look
Listen,
at it.
Should have gotten a selfie from him. We'll get that in the future.
I texted him this morning, and he is locked the fuck in.
Good. You know what?
Very one word answer. I was like, all right, bro. Why don't you do your thing?
Well, and you know what? For him, we'll get to that video in a little bit. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have had success against Cincy. Nick Moore and the Ravens have not. So something's going to have to give here. We'll play that video for you guys in a little bit. But overall here, Ravens, Bengals, big game for a lot of different reasons, right?
Yes.
Number one, Ravens are playing a division rival. This can separate themselves. Now, what's it mean in the standings? The Ravens come in at 2-2. The Bengals at 1-3. Baltimore wins this game. They're 3-2 with a 2-game advantage. Plus, you're going to have the tiebreaker with the Bengals coming to Baltimore later in the season. But if the Ravens were to fall in this game, then the Bengals or Ravens are sitting at 2-3, and now there's life for Cincy. There's going to be more angry people down at the harbor here in Baltimore, and we're going to have a lot more questions, especially with the Ravens then schedule moving forward. It's not going to become the easiest of slates, right? Obviously, Commanders are coming to Baltimore. That's a tougher game. I still like the Ravens, but then you still are going to have to go to Tampa Bay in the future. You still have to play other divisional games on the road. I'm not going to look too far ahead, but obviously you still got to go face Who am I thinking about? I'm blanking on everything now. So that's why I can't even think too far ahead, because the moment is now. The moment is now. Baltimore's trying to get to 3-2, over 500. And depending on what happens between the Steelers and the Cowboys tonight, the Ravens could be tied atop the AFC North when it's all said and done. So why don't we?
I can I just say,
You can.
I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be absolute ass whooping, and I don't even think it's going to be close. We're gonna get into some of the stats that I have whenever you're ready for me to fire those off. But like
Brad stats.
the Bengals defense is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
The worst that we've seen since Lamar Jackson's entered the league.
We need that to continue here. You want to actually share a nugget then right now?
I will share a nugget. Yeah, so
we'll share one and we'll sprinkle them around the
Bengals
show.
defense giving up 26 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Their run defense is the weakest part of their defense, allowing 145.5 rushing yards per game. That's 25th in the league. And we saw what the Ravens rushing attack did to the Bills, who aren't 25th in the league as far as rushing defense is concerned. So I think that Zay Flowers is I had Zay Flowers with 100 yards receiving because he's ran all over that defense in the past. But it's going to be another run-heavy day for the Ravens, in my opinion.
Well, I feel like it needs to be.
Yeah.
Why? It's the strength of your team. Why? Derrick Henry has over 500 rush yards in the first 4 games of the season.
Absolutely
Obviously,
wild.
Capped with the huge game on Sunday night, which if you guys were there, you saw the highlights. Derrick Henry made Ravens history, longest rushing play in Ravens history, 87-yard touchdown to the house. Got everyone going here, but Rock, this is the type of thing with divisional games. The Bengals know that they are bad against the run. Everyone knows the Ravens want to run the football, but I think now it's going to be, how does this offense continue to keep its identity, but also get their other guys involved, because there are going to be games when they're going to have to do that. Hence, Zay Flowers, hence Mark Andrews, and even John Harbaugh touched on it, that maybe Mark Andrews is going to have some big days ahead in Baltimore.
I would hope for Mark Andrews and for the offense's sake. I mean, they looked like a well-oiled machine last week, and they truly did. And Derrick Henry, he really carried the load. I mean, to be able to do what he did, you know what?
Yep. No, continue.
Save it,
I didn't
buddy,
say
with the looks over there.
I didn't say anything.
I hope you cut to that camera really quick, Brad, because that was like
I missed
Rip just being like 12 years old as usual. And this is what we have to deal with on a daily basis. You're supposed to be the adult here. Anyway, let's lock back in.
Well, you locked out.
Lock back in. Here we go.
Lock in.
With Mark Andrews, this could very well be a revenge game for him. Not only because he struggled throughout the season, but you remember this is the team that hurt him last year. This is the team that put him out last season with that hip drop.
Joe Burrow too.
So you know what? For Mark Andrews, I'd love to see him have a big game. I predicted a Mark Andrews touchdown last week. Didn't happen. I really had a great feeling. They were in the All Blacks. I was a night game. It just felt right. But this could be the day that Mark Andrews breaks through.
Yeah.
He's back. And we're sitting there saying, like, this is the tight end that we know Mark Andrews can be and that he has been in the past, going to Pro Bowls, being an All-Pro. The Ravens need that tight end this season for sure.
And also, it's a team that he's feasted on, specifically.
Yeah.
In 11 career games, if I have my stats correct here, courtesy of Stats Muse, Mark Andrews, 52 catches, 601 yards, and 7 tutties in 11 games against the Cincinnati Bengals. So that is a team that he has thrived against. It's a team that he seems to love producing. And this rivalry now has continued to grow here. And look, Cincinnati's still a really good team, by the way. Like, I know that they've had their struggles, but it's still a team that has some life in them. They have superstar players. You can hate Joe Burrow all you want. He's a really damn good quarterback. Jamar Chase, really damn good wide receiver. T. Higgins, they got some pieces there. Trey Hendrickson on the defensive side, one of the best pass rushers that probably doesn't get as much attention, but really can be a thorn in the team's side. Do I think Baltimore's the better team? Absolutely. But on the road here, desperation times, especially for Cincinnati, who their only win of the season is against Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers, which, you know, they could get hot here. Maybe they're a dog for somebody today. We'll find out. So that's just context that we want to have for all of you here. But there is respect. And maybe actually we'll play the quick clip of Jamar Chase just at least expressing that what's it like, with looking across the other side and seeing Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the backfield? Let's play that, Brad.
That's cheating. If I'm playing Madden, RPO read with those two, but it's pretty copying, you know what I'm saying, on the game. And in real life, they still doing the same thing. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a great duo they have back there.
So he said all the right things. Respect game. Game respects game. And Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson right now, that duo has been thriving. Did you guys see that one video it was either NFL Films or Ravens Films, and it's Lamar and Derrick on the sidelines, and Derrick goes, you great. Like, you're great.
Yeah.
And then Lamar goes, no, we're great. They are. Yeah. They truly are. How about that offensive line, man?
Yeah.
Shirts and pants, they are on fire. And we might have to pull up that reel of Tyler Linderbaum just absolutely imposing his will
What a
on
freak
people.
Athlete that dude is. Just, do you want to bring it up, Rip? Because his ability, you talk about, Brad, your comment was perfect because it was in all caps, athlete. That's exactly what Tyler Linderbaum is.
Athlete.
And he's the anchor
I have the
of
whole
the Ravens offensive line.
I have the whole AQ Shipley breakdown
Yeah.
of Linderbaum if you want to.
Do we want to play it again for the audience?
Yeah, why not?
You know what? Hell yeah.
It's so worth it.
Hell yeah. And if you guys are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We're covering football on Sundays, pregame show, Stop Traffic. We're having a great time here, but we do shows on Monday and Thursday. So we'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. We will get into some baseball conversations, but we are going to shift into our football coverage because unfortunately we know one thing ended here in Baltimore, and that's okay. But it's all right because the Mets are going to win the whole thing, and we're not going to worry about it. It's just
I'm not
inevitable.
going to worry about the fact the Yankees won last night either.
You know what? Didn't even know what happened. Atrocious. Why do you even have replays in the MLB reviews?
I don't know.
What about the Dodgers game, too?
Oh, my
That
God.
was just a back and forth battle.
All right.
Oh, that was a great game. See, now I'm getting all
Back to
excited.
football.
Let's play the let's play the AQ.
Yeah,
Shipley
so for
clip.
those of you guys don't know, so AQ Shipley was on the Pat McAfee show and talked about the Ravens offensive line, which is absolutely crazy because the first 2 weeks, that offensive line was atrocious. A lot of fans were really worried about what the offensive line was going to look like this season, and it looks like they are back on track. So let's take a look from AQ Shipley on his breakdown of Tyler Linderbaum and company.
Guess who's number one this week? The Baltimore Ravens.
Wow.
You got two awesome plays, and again, they get back to doing what they're doing. We talked about it early in the season. They were not using.
Sorry.
That was your face the whole time, Brad.
It was.
Not a video playing.
My bad.
So
Let's
get it together.
I teed it up so well.
Number one this week. The Baltimore Ravens.
Wow.
You got two awesome plays, and again, they get back to doing what they're doing. We talked about it early in the season. They were not using Patrick Ricard, and they, over the last 2 weeks, have been a heavy dose of Patrick Ricard. This first play, you get a
Hold on. What they do with the offensive line? They move some people.
Yep, so they got Patrick McCarry, who's normally the tackle on the right side. They moved him to left guard due to an injury to Voorhees. Voorhees out with an ankle injury. And then you move Rosengarten, the early draft pick out of the University of Washington, at a right tackle, and he did a hell of a job.
Oh.
Hell of a job. But on this first play, we get a little toss play. Let's get Ricard out in space on a DB. Don't want it. Do you want it, DB?
Never
want it. But he's just going to climb. And now watch Derrick Henry set this block up inside, get him on his inside shoulder, back outside, and it screws up DeMar Hamlin's angle, right? But let's watch if we can circle furthest lineman downfield. Let's go back just a tad.
Jeez.
That's Tyler Linderbaum, the center. Watch this little club chop that he does. I mean, it's like a fucking tomahawk to the guy's shoulder and puts him on the ground at the end of this. Watch this. And boom, puts him on the ground. Get on the ground. How awesome is that, AJ?
Nasty.
You guys are scumbags.
Who? Man, it's got to be illegal somehow.
A chop to the arm? Okay.
To the back of his shoulder. That's awesome.
That was awesome.
Football.
It's unbelievable.
How do you get down there so fast? Come on.
That's incredible, right?
Moving.
I mean, power in that chop.
That's Iowa.
Look at him. Look, and first of all, typically most guys are getting picked off by this. You get the 3-tech slant, doesn't even fucking phase him. He just sneaks through it, shoulder dip.
Get thin.
Get up, and still gets front side on him. Now he starts to get over top. No, chop him down.
Jeez.
That's awesome.
What a move.
Ty would love that if he was here. That's an Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah,
right
it certainly is.
Love that, man.
How degrading is that?
I know.
Not only is a center just taking you downfield, you're a linebacker. He then hits you with a karate chop right to the back. And
Also,
and just flattens you.
The speed is he's 340 pounds,
It's crazy.
and he
man.
flew down the field. He's the furthest guy down the field.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Nick Moore talked about his top end speed just being below 19. It was like 18 something.
Yeah. Miles an
Linderbaum
hour.
is what he was thinking was running the exact same as him, maybe even faster. And he's a larger human being. And you know what? I know people laughed when Jim Harbaugh said when they drafted Joe Alt this year for the Chargers, offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And he goes, we consider weapons our offensive linemen. That we consider our big guys as weapons.
Yeah.
That's how I view Tyler Linderbaum. When the Ravens drafted him, they went, and other people going, well, the Ravens need more playmakers on the outside. They need more weapons for Lamar Jackson. Tyler Linderbaum's a weapon. You're watching him impose his will. He's anchoring an offensive line here, and he's growing into I know that Creed Humphrey is a fantastic player too for the Chiefs, but Linderbaum has now proved himself to be one of the best offensive linemen in the game, and arguably, if you want to say he's not the best center, we think he is. Top two, him and Creed.
Yeah.
Like they are elite. And that is important. That's why you went and got him. That dude's a bulldozer, man. I might play the clip because you went and found him wrestling when he was
Wirfs, man.
Yeah.
Talk about another massive individual there. So you gotta love it, man. He is a fantastic player. And shout out the offensive line, man. They were getting shredded.
Yep.
Truly, and like understandably so. Like the Chiefs wreaked havoc in game one. Max Crosby then wreaked havoc in game two against the Raiders. But then you know what? They were punched in the mouth and they punched back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's been a trend for the Ravens. Their position group that gets, I guess, the most flack in the offseason ends up stepping up in such a big way. You can say what you want about the, receivers because they haven't had a top end receiving core for Lamar Jackson since he's been here in Baltimore. Honestly, it's unfortunate. Zay Flowers is great. The guys they have right now, they're working, but he has not had that X factor, that number one over the course of his career. Last year, everyone talked about the pass rush group, okay? What did they do? They went out, they got Clowney, they got Van Noy. Both those guys stepped up and they shut up the doubters, they shut up the haters.
Yep.
This year, it's the offensive line. But you need to be able, we're 3-4 games in. If they can sustain the success going forward, really step up and make a statement with Linderbaum leading the way, I think the Ravens are going to be in a really good position because Derrick Henry can only do so much.
Right.
You put a paper mache offensive line out there, you're going to be screwed. I'm not saying that's what the Ravens are doing, but that's what it looked like from the outside looking in. They lost. They go out and they lose 3 starters from last year. They lose Simpson, they lose
Zeitler,
and
Moses.
they lose Morgan Moses. Okay, exactly.
Who's now
2
out
to
for
the
the
Jets.
season.
Yeah, exactly, man. So you had holes to fill. Guys need to step up, and they have so far. So we need more of that as the season goes on.
And you know what? I meant to chop up that video. That was the other one I couldn't figure out. We have another one for Nick talking about the Ravens and the Bengals. Nick Moore, future 2024 Pro Bowler for the Baltimore Ravens, long snapper.
Speak it into existence.
It's happening. But
Yes.
Nick even said, and this is the part, it's in any sport, in any profession, not even sports, profession. If you're new on the job, there's a learning curve, right? So for the offensive line, you're new on the job. There's a learning curve. Oh, and by the way, you're going against the Chiefs, who are arguably one of the best defenses. Obviously, you got to give Andy Reid his props and the coaching staff and Steve Spagnuolo. It's a really good group, right? And then you're trying to go through growing pains. And a lot of those guys didn't have reps. Now you're seeing the development. Because I can tell you what, guys, when you started something else, I mean, Rock, even for you, transitioning with your work. I remember you and I were talking. You're going, I don't know what the hell I'm doing first couple of days.
Yep.
But then you figure it out, right? And for the Ravens, they're starting to figure it out. So it is fantastic to see. And you know what, Joe? Great point. Nick Moore won't be preparing for the Pro Bowl. He'll be preparing for the Super Bowl.
He'll still be a Pro Bowler.
We still get the honor, Joe. So why don't you shut your mouth?
Damn. Oh. Whoa. And maybe we have to get our call-ins here to settle some things, which, by the way, we are going to when should we put out the link for call-ins?
About 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes, we're going to put out a link for call-ins for the Ryan Ripken Show. We want to hear what you guys have to say, questions, thoughts, concerns, comments. We are about building our community here. So if you love the community, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And also make sure if you want to join the community, we have the Rips Good Kids. You can join that, or you can become a Holy Shirts and Pants member where you get access to all of our interviews before everyone else. And we have some other things. We actually have our Holy Shirts and Pants Fantasy League, which, by the way, the Ryan Ripken Show team is dominating. By the way, dominating. Not sorry about it.
That's how it should be.
It is how it should be.
Yeah.
It is.
We take no prisoners.
We don't. We do not. So actually, before we get back into some Ravens talk, why don't we take a trip over the pond? And I don't think we can do this, but we're going to take a trip on our Adams Jeep there, because you know what? Jeeps are good through the damn water too, man.
It's going to go right through the Atlantic.
Let's go right through the Atlantic, baby. Riding on our Adams Jeep of Maryland. It is just so much more relaxed on a Sunday morning. This is like I can get my coffee.
Chilling.
I'm in the car. Don't have to worry about Kevin throwing us over the railings. This is just a nice casual drive.
And then sometimes like a rock kicks up and hits you. And that's, it is what it is.
Listen, rocks on the windshield on a Jeep. If you got a Jeep,
That was you impressed?
That was impressed.
That's impressive aim right there.
He just hit my coffee mug with the ball.
I was going right
I didn't even catch that.
This is ridiculous. I hate you guys so much.
That was wild, right?
It was fantastic. Anyway,
that was great, man. But hey, our friend, it was also great. Our friends at Adams Jeep in Maryland. We're going to have some more things going on with them. They're 5 minutes down the road from Ironbird Stadium, or some people call it Ripken Stadium, around those parts. But for them, car service, detailed, whatever you need, they are there for you. And also, if you go up and buy a used Jeep up there, used Jeep, and I believe they have other selections that aren't even Jeeps. But if you go up there and you buy it and you say, hey, I'm going to buy a Jeep and I love the Ryan Ripken Show and Rocco sucks, you get a chance to get a gas card up to $1,000. Just tell Chuck and Matt we say hello in the process. Guys, we're going across the pond. Why? Jets and Vikings, first game overseas. And it looks like, stop traffic, the Jets are on the board. The shutout's over. 17-7 Minnesota with 36 seconds to go in the first half. But guys, you want to talk about dedication and determination? Rocco, this involves you, specifically you, with your, you can get very distracted. You should take notes from Greg Zerloin here, who is just locked in. There might be cheerleaders all around, but let's just play that clip, Brad, of Greg Zerloin making sure he's on the assignment over there in London.
What is happening?
Jesus Christ.
That's how you stay focused.
Unbelievable.
Locked the hell in.
He drilled it too, did he not? Like it looked like that was right down Broadway.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right down it. He freaking piped it.
I would love to see a kicker I know you don't want to get distracted and you want to stick to your routine, but just join in for 2 seconds. How viral that clip would go. I mean, it already did, but imagine if he would have just started dancing.
He kicks the field goal and then turns,
goes right into the routine.
Turns and then drops it low. Oh, are we gonna work on a synchronized Ryan Ripken Show flash dance at some point?
We should
At the stadium.
Yeah. Yep.
When we get our merch going, I know we got to get it going. We got a lot of things that we need to get going for the show. Just so many things in order. But someone wanted to know who scored the touchdown. Was it Garrett Wilson? No, it was Aaron Rodgers' other buddy, Alan Lazard. Again, 14 yards.
Rocco said it was going to be Lazard before the show. He's like, watch it be Lazard.
He's on my bench. He's on my bench.
Of course he
Yep.
It's
And
1,000%.
And you know what I did? Oh, sorry. Speaking of goalposts, we'll get into speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
goalposts, baby. But because that'll be a part of our Crushed It segment here with Rocco DeSangro. But hey, guys, we appreciate you joining us for this Get Up Sunday. Okay.
All right.
We're all right.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
We're good.
still waiting for Collins, or do we want
We
to?
do have one.
Do we want to wait for a minute to get set up, or what are you thinking? Think we're ready?
I think we're ready. Yeah.
We think we're ready?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, I know he's wanted to do this for a while.
Yep.
He was excited about the opportunity.
Yeah.
And he's waking up with us because he's already ahead of schedule.
He's been awake for a while.
He's been awake for a while. Let's bring on British Raven.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, I was going to say good morning, but good afternoon.
It's definitely good afternoon. Yeah, it's 4.
How are we doing over there? How we
yeah,
feeling
all good.
today?
It's a great day for some Ravens football, I think.
Hell yes. So what do you got on your mind then? What are we thinking about going into this game against the Bungies?
So the thing that really resonates with me about today's game is it's a good opportunity for both teams. So the Ravens are getting right, and today could be the ultimate opportunity to continue getting right. But the Bengals, they could get right too, and today could be that game. We know AFC North football, it has a way. And today could be that opportunity for the Bengals to get good again. But the offensive line's doing quite good, and Derrick Henry is quite good at running the ball, so we'll be fine.
You know what? I love that last part more than everything else, but you're exactly right? That this is an opportunity. As much as the Ravens fans were feeling, yeah, we're back. Yeah. We're not losing again. Cincy's still a talented team. We could look at this. If that pass interference against Kansas City doesn't happen, they're 2-2, right?
Yeah.
And that was a very, you know what, they might have, I think the refs got that call right. But in general, that's a play right there. They lost a close one to the Patriots, so you cannot take them lightly. But, yeah, I feel good. I mean, I think we just got to give the ball to Derrick. If Derrick Henry gets the ball, British Raven, 20 times, I think the Ravens are winning this game, correct? You feel that way?
I feel that way, but also if Lamar Jackson spreads the ball as effectively as he did in the last game, that's equally as important to Derrick Henry running it down their throats.
I agree. So, speaking of spreading it around then, what do we think about Mark Andrews today? Is today the day that Marky Mark announces his return, really, to I guess for some people to have him in fantasy football, but his presence as such an offensive receiving threat in the NFL?
I feel that today could be that opportunity, but if you look at the receiving talent Lamar Jackson's got to choose from, it's who are they going to leave open? Are they really going to leave Mark Andrews open?
Well, they've been leaving him open all season. He's what, 7th in the league, I think I said, as far as separation's concerned.
Well, in the first game, they did double him more, and then he wasn't out running routes as much. Snap percentage was down, but overall, as far as targets, opportunities, I think his only target last week was the drop.
Yeah, that was only time.
But you know what? He set the tempo early with his blocking. On that Derrick Henry touchdown run, he got out in front and he sealed off the defense right there. And Derrick Henry went up the right side and took control of everything else. So Lamar had said it before. Mark Andrews is such a team player. He's going to get his as well.
Yeah.
Like it's only a matter of time. So we're just waiting.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you're right. And I still love that you have the British Raven in there. That's electric. And also for everyone out there, can you just explain how you became entranced with the Baltimore Ravens?
It's a long-winded story, but I'll condense it.
Let's condense.
When I was in high school, I had a friend that had a parent that played American football. And he was like, you know what, the Super Bowl's this weekend, you should definitely watch it. You know what team was in the Super Bowl that year? The Baltimore Ravens.
That's a like. So wait. You're in high school, so this was in 2000. You're talking about the 2012 Super Bowl, 13 Super Bowl?
Yeah.
The Mile High Miracle before that.
Yeah.
And then went down in New Orleans, which also, British Raven, where is the Super Bowl this year?
You know what? You've caught me off guard. I wasn't prepared for that.
Well, hey, but maybe I was trying to give you a hint. If it was in New Orleans 12 years ago, where do you think it is this year?
In New Orleans.
Boom! See, you knew it right then and there. Boom, baby. But we love it. Honestly, I'm excited. I think this is
for sure.
It should be a great year. But I love the fact that you're waking up with us. You're a part of it.
Always.
And also, I love your engagement in the community, in the Discord, which is the Discord's a different world.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's electric.
That's the place to be, right?
You know, it's terrifying. Sometimes I honestly keep the notifications. I don't have them off, but then I have like 30 that come in. And if Lord knows if the Orioles lose, might need to stay away. But it's a great community that cares, right? And I think that's why. And we get people like you that are latching on. So I appreciate it. So we should do this more.
Definitely, I agree.
Hell yeah! All right, well, hey, British Raven, appreciate you. Final
Thank
score.
you for having me on, guys.
What's your prediction?
I think it'll be 30-10 to the Ravens.
Oh,
yeah.
All
right. See, that's where I'm at too.
Oh,
wow. Love that.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
Enjoy your evening when the Ravens kick off.
I'll try. Thank you.
See ya.
Hey.
Amazing. Hey, I love it. But again, reemphasizing the point. This is a big game for both teams, right?
Yeah.
And if the Bengals were to pull this off and win this game, which they are at home, they're right back in this race. It gets very muddy. And then Baltimore then loses the head-to-head matchup.
I don't know if I see a blowout here in this game, though. I agree with a lot of what British Ravens said. Loved having him on, but I'm not sure that we see a blowout in this matchup. The Bengals, they've been involved in 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, all 4 of their games have been decided by 10 points or less.
Mm-hmm.
All their losses have been a touchdown or less. So it's like they've been involved in close games. They've kept it close. They've been able to do so. I think we're going to see much of that as well today, but I could be completely wrong, man. The Ravens could come out and put a hurting on them. We'll see.
I hope they put a hurting on them. You know who wants to put a hurting on you, though?
What? Who?
Your number one hater.
Oh, man.
Let's bring on.
What a jump scare.
Joe, how we doing, man? Hey, call the Hogs, man. Call the Hogs. How about that?
Hell yeah. That was a great game.
Oh, man.
I mean, everyone went down. Then Bama, obviously, Rocco, Bama lost. You covered the Iron Bowl.
I'm not like he thinks I'm a Bama fan. I do root for Bama because I covered the Iron Bowl, yes, Joe, but I'm not a diehard Bama fan, so you're not hurting my feelings. Now, if you were to bring up the Temple loss when they were about to win the game,
yeah, that was brutal.
4th and 1 or 4th and goal on the 1, and then all they had to do was score a touchdown or kick the field goal to tie it, and then they go, UConn scoops it up and goes 99 yards the other way. It was shades of the Ravens Bengals in the playoffs a few years ago. Yeah, didn't feel great, buddy. But yeah, Bama, thanks. It is what it is. I can sleep at night. It is, yeah.
Joe, you struck a chord already. You struck a chord without saying anything.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
How you feeling, buddy? You pumped about that?
I am, man. I'm going to watch the game as long as I can find it on the legal streams.
Yes.
Legal.
Yes. Very legal.
Of course.
Very legal.
Of course.
I've never heard of those streams that you talk about, the streams of the East and the streams of the West. And, it's it's keywords. So.
Okay.
Keywords.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Rocco.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You're just saying.
Never heard of those streams before.
Hey, Joe, give me your thoughts then on today. What do you got with the Ravens and the Bengals?
35-28 Ravens.
Ooh, I like
close
it.
one. Okay.
So you think it's going to be a high-scoring affair? Who do you think does the damage here for Baltimore? You think it's a high rushing day, or you think the pass catchers and Lamar and that offense has it going through the air?
I hope it's Zay Flowers with like 3 touchdowns because he's fantasy team. But probably Mark Andrews is going to have a day.
Joe, if Zay Flowers scores 3 touchdowns today, I will carry a goalpost down Broadway. I will walk to Nashville, carry that goalpost down Broadway, personally meet you at your place with a case full of monsters, and then we can drink them together on your back porch, all right?
That is so electric.
I love that.
I was gonna say we could also throw you in the harbor. That's an easy one too.
That's a Kevin thing, man. I'm going to try to stay away from that.
But if you can get to Nashville, we'll get a goalpost here you can carry into the harbor.
We can actually pick Kevin up and throw him over the top of the roof, and he'll land into the harbor from here.
Hey, you know what, Joe? You might love. We got best bets coming up here in a little bit, and you and Brad might be on a similar wavelength about having Zay having a big day.
Yeah.
So, anything else you got for us, Joe? Besides the rest of the SEC falls.
No, Rocco sucks.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with that,
Joe, love you, man. Joe's the official #1 fan and Rocco hater of the Ryan Ripken show. Joe, love you, man. Appreciate you. You enjoy your Sunday, and we'll clip this up. Don't you worry. That's fantastic.
See you, Joe.
See you, Joe. Joe, man, #1 Rocco hater. So good stuff. What's up?
No, absolutely. He's always going to be the #1 hater, but such a great guy.
Such a great guy. Well, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button in general. And look, we opened up the phone lines, the call-ins. We've already had 2. We're doing this. I think we're going to try to do this almost every show.
Yes.
Because we know on Monday there will be a lot of emotions, good or bad. So we will talk about overreaction here. So I think that's kind of the plan that we're going to rock with. Lean with it, rock with it. Should we answer another call and then we'll go through it? So, why don't we do that and we'll answer another call.
Okay. We got just a bit outside.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey guys, long time listener, first time caller.
Love it, man. Love it. You said you're going to do it. How are we doing today, though? How we feeling?
Feeling good. My area of South Carolina did get hit pretty hard by Hurricane Helene.
Damn.
So we didn't have power or internet for like 5 days or so. So it was pretty rough. But it did show, what a community can do when things are tough. And we have great neighbors. We all came together. We barbecued outside. We did what we could. We don't have power and whatnot, but I was able to get the antenna working and the generator going so I could watch that game last Sunday, and that was fun. So
hey, priorities,
priorities.
Well, we're glad you were safe. I know it was trouble. I have family down in Florida on the down in Sarasota and down towards Siesta Key, and unfortunately my aunt and uncle, their house was really destroyed from all the chaos, and they're okay. Thankfully, they're okay, right? But it's going to take a lot of rebuilding, so I'm glad you're good, and I'm glad that we can brighten and you could see the Ravens whoop some ass on Sunday night. But so then what's your thoughts here? Give me some thoughts on this Sunday. It can be Ravens related. It can be football related. What do you got for me?
I think the Lamar, I think is 7-1 or 8-1 against the Bengals in his career. So I'm never going to count Lamar out. The Bengals usually get better as the season goes. So I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think we can, with the running game, I think the passing game is going to start to gel here. I think Zay is going to have a game today. I think Andrews is going to have a game. And I think we're going to win 31-23.
Hey, 31-23. So, again, high-scoring game. So we have another taking the over in this game. And for Zay Flowers, though, hey, I'm with you. And can I just call you Bit? Can I just call you just a Bit?
Bit. Jabo, Bit.
What was the other one?
Jabo.
Okay.
Jabo. Okay.
Just a bit outside. JABO.
I got it.
Got
Jabo. Okay. I like it. Hey, you know what? Someone seems like they're going to have to be doing that passing game. I love the fact that the Ravens are able to, you don't know who the ball is going to, but in big games and big situations, you're going to want your guys to step up. Obviously, for Zay Flowers, he had that big game against the Raiders in a loss, unfortunately. The other games, Ravens really haven't needed him, I guess. So I think that he's one, obviously, you like to see him have the ball in his hands. Rashad Bateman obviously can make plays. And Mark Andrews is still one of the best pass catching tight ends in the league. It just hasn't been because of his responsibilities. So I'm with you. I'm just really curious how this Ravens defense is going to go against these pass catchers of the Bengals. You know what I mean? I think if the Ravens can shut down Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that's the one thing. A healthy T. Higgins makes a big difference for that squad. So I'm really curious. I'm not really worried about the run game, though. That's one thing. So they're going to have to beat the Ravens through the air. Can you have an encore performance like we had? And I'm with you. Maybe we get a win. We're feeling good. We celebrate and have a good time. Does that sound good, Jabo?
Sounds good. And just last thing, it's just funny how week to week the NFL is. The sky is falling after going 0-2.
Yep.
And if we win today and the Steelers lose, we're in first place by because we'll have 1-0 in the division. So it's just week to week. Can't get too high, can't get too low.
Hey, that's great. You know what? That's the perfect analogy. It's the perfect motto. And it's actually across everything in life. I really do think, every time that even what we've built here, Brad and I have those conversations when things are humming and we're like, damn, we're going to the moon, which we are going to the moon, by the way, with all of this. But we also get the reality check. You go through some struggles.
Yep.
The Orioles, I know everyone wanted this team to miss the playoffs after they felt like this was the greatest team they ever saw in their lives up until June, right? And that's just what happens. And how about then, of all people, everyone had in their bingo card, right? The New York Mets being the team that is hot as can be and is going to have a chance to possibly shock the world. And
Tigers, too.
Again, the Tigers were sellers. So it's a great thing. Can't get too high, can't get too low. But, Jabo, appreciate your first-time call, and I hope it's not the last, all right?
Appreciate you.
Hey, thank you, Jabo.
Boom, baby. Love it. Love it. Love it. We're having some great times here. And again, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe. We added call-ins for those that are like, what the hell's happening? Because why? This is a community-based show. We want to hear from you guys, and we finally got it up working. Shout out to Bradley back there.
Your boy got you.
We got it. Let's see. We got one more in the chamber here. We got Steve. Steve,
how you doing, guys?
Happy Sunday. What do we got? What do you got for us?
So I saw this the other day. Derrick Henry needs 18 yards to have 10,000 career rush yards.
Woo! Love
when
it.
When he gets that today, does that lock him in to the Hall of Fame? Is he automatic first ballot?
Without question.
I think I'm curious about with first ballot, just because I'd have to, they're a little bit more stingier on things. Personally, I think to me, he should be first ballot.
Historic numbers.
Also, I saw, pardon my take, bring it up, or is it Big Cat? There's a chance that we might not see a 10,000 yard rusher for a while.
Yeah.
Just with how the game's gone.
Right.
So that in itself, and if he's rushing like this, who says he can't get to almost 12,000 yards and keep climbing the ranks?
And the fact is, everybody says at age 30, running backs start declining.
Well,
Derrick Henry's gotten better since he turned age 30.
It's unbelievable.
And he's just as fast as Xavier Worthy, which is also mind-blowing.
And they have about an 80-pound difference, 70-pound difference, and about a 7-inch height difference. I don't know how tall Xavier Worthy is. But we know Derrick Henry's 6'4", 6'5", and just a brick shit house. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Or is it a shit brick house?
No, brick shit house.
Okay, good. I'm working on it. Yeah, no, it's a great accomplishment, right? And I'm so damn happy that Derrick Henry is not going against the Ravens anymore. That dude I'm glad those yards are for the team. And I think, honestly, with this offensive line playing like it is, what makes you think that they can't go out and continue to have success running the football? And who's to say Derrick Henry can't have 1,500 rushing yards this year? We heard about 20 touchdowns, but 1,500 rush yards kind of is in play right now.
Yeah.
Not expecting the 199 or 130 yards a game, but I think Derrick Henry's in for it. Any other thoughts then, Steve, before we let you go?
My prediction for the final score, it's going to be 42-10 Baltimore, Derrick Henry, 3 rushing touchdowns.
Oh, so you think
that Bengals run defense is so terrible.
So we're saying you're really saying the Bengals are going to be taken outside the stadium and just bulldozered in their home stadium.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh,
there we go. There we go.
Okay. Well, hey, Steve, I'm hoping for the best here. I'm hoping that they actually accomplish this, but I'm with you. I think this rushing offense has a big day. And if it doesn't, then people might have a different tune here come Monday, because probably means the Ravens didn't get the job done. But Steve, appreciate you. You're going to call in again in the future, I hope.
Of course.
Hell yeah, Steve. Appreciate you, man. Go Ravens.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You too. And again, guys, this is what we love to hear it right now. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
So
here's what I'll say look, I'm even predicting a blowout here, but getting back to some Brad stats, the Ravens have an incredible rush defense. They're only allowing around 55 yards a game. It's one of the fewest in the league. The secondary has been sus. 28th in passing yards allowed per game. They have recorded 13 sacks and 4 takeaways, but the pass defense is certainly something that we should be watching out for. Jamar Chase could end up having an absolute day feasting on that Ravens secondary. Last week we watched the Bills, and there wasn't much going on because I don't know if the Bills really have the personnel as far as wide receivers are concerned to do much. We'll see how that plays out for the rest of the year. But 28th in the league is not good as far as secondary is concerned. And so there is going to be some scoring from the Bengals. It just will depend on how well that secondary can hold up.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the Ravens have had to defend a lot passing.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they've had leads. I saw that people were talking about the Minnesota Vikings, which if you've watched the Vikings play football this year so far, that defense is dangerous. But they've also been getting ahead in so many games that they've had to have teams play catch up. So the pass yards are going to go up. Now, the Ravens, it's similar. The only problem with Baltimore is that they gave up some leads in that game, specifically that Raiders one. And then Dallas was down 25. They're going to have to throw, right? So, but it is something to watch because that is the Bengals' strength. They have Zach Moss and Chase Brown as their running backs, solid players, but you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins who arguably that tandem right there, you can say is, I mean, I don't know how you want to rank them in the hierarchy, but let's just be generous or let's just be fair. They're easily inside the top 5 duo.
Yeah.
You know, they could be inside the top 3, however you want to look at it. Joe Burrow, to me, he's a top quarterback. So you got to be careful with that. Do not let them gain confidence here as we keep moving. And before we keep moving, we got to thank friend of the program here, Brooks.
Hey.
People helping people, man. Brooks, we appreciate you.
Also, he wants me to show my titties.
Well, that could happen here.
Don't know if I'm going to do that.
That might be for the Holy Shirts and Pants members there. We don't want
Nobody
we cross a lot. We have a line here. And also,
nobody wants to see the dad boobs.
We missed earlier just another quantum wave function. Say that 6 times fast here.
Also gifted a membership. Yes.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. This is, hey, we truly value and love our community. Why we're able to continue to grow this is because of you all, right? And like we try to preach that. You know, the reason why we started this and how Brad and I got together here, by the way, is we wanted to build something, but the biggest thing is building relationships, building something bigger than just another show.
Yeah.
Everyone can go out and do this, but it's your communities that drive everything. And that is our ultimate goal here with the Ryan Ripken Show, with Ryan Ripken Media. So every membership that we have, I mean, look, if you've been following us, it's really just been a year. If you've been following our initial setup to where we are now, like look at Brad and his glasses behind the brick. He looks good. We got this brick over here. We got great sponsors like D. Betty, Stuggies, obviously Iron Rooster. That's our breakfast as always. Unbelievable. Like it's a great group.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I'll just take a moment here too. I mean, I know that your family has been touched by cancer. My business partner that started, this whole studio together, we started the studio together. He also passed away from cancer. So like, it's kind of a month after he passes when you and I first met.
Right.
And it was just kind of like a crazy full circle moment. And so just kind of want to take that time and just kind of like acknowledge those of you who have been affected by cancer in any way, whether it's breast cancer or another type of cancer. So it's just been an incredible run, my man. And so the support that we've gotten from the community and just the way that things have worked out, the planets aligning, you call it divine intervention, whatever, but it's been a cool ride, man. I can't wait to keep going and see where this goes.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate circumstance, but also you try to make the most of opportunities, right? And for us, it was a blessing that we were able to come together. And one thing that we love, you can look around the studio here if you do the full shot, Brad, for a second, is you can see how some of these things are. And for Christian, how you guys started things here.
Yeah.
My biggest thing when we were building it is continue to keep the bones the way they were and how you guys started this. And we're just trying to add on to another layer and chapter. And for everyone that loses anybody through this battle with cancer, and I know it might seem so cliche, but they're never gone. The memories move on. And I've, that's even going back to me, way back to start off my life. Cal Sr., my grandfather, passed away cancer.
Yep.
5 years old, right? But the stories, the memories, what you do to honor their legacy lives on. So remember that in this process. And we're trying to do that in this everyday life here, and especially what we're building here at the Ryan Ripken Media. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Again, hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's dive back into a little bit more football action. And actually, why don't we? It's a good time. I think Jabo's got the feeling here. We actually need to talk about, because it started already, we have some dogs today, Brad.
Yes.
And I actually have that video again, but before we present our dogs, it's brought to you by our friends Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. A little too long. Held it a little too long.
I didn't hate it.
Didn't hate it, but our friends at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Hey, look, we're going up there on October 27th to have a little tailgate party. And that is going to be a great time. We're going to do a live show up there. We're going to have we're going to be up there the whole day. The Ravens and Browns play there. It's only an hour from Owings Mills, an hour and 15 from Baltimore. So come join us for the action, right? And if the first 30 people sign up, I got to get this link for you guys. You guys go there, you sign up. I believe you get the discount for just going up there, right? If you sign up, and it's fun. Look, Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, just like our other great sponsors, is allowing us to continue to grow and make this what we wanted to. But October 27th, mark your calendars. Come join us. Let's, hopefully it's a great Ravens victory. If you're a Commanders fan too, whatever it may be, whoever you're a fan of, let's celebrate and agonize together up there at Charlestown Races. So let's pull up then our dogs of the week, which here we go. Stop traffic. I got the video for you all. Maybe I did. There it is. Boom, baby. You guys like dogs? I like dogs.
I do.
But if you're Rocco, the dogs are hurting right now. So if you guys can look, and again, brought to you by our sponsor, Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Me and Zach are thinking the same here, Brad. We love you, Dallas, beating the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. That ultimately we would help the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Hey, you know what? I count out the Cowboys. Count them out. Count them out. I just think every time I expect Pittsburgh to win, like really win a game, something happens. The weirdest things do happen with the Steelers. They can beat any team you don't think they can, and then they'll lose to any team. Didn't they lose to the Cardinals and the Patriots last year?
Yeah.
So there's that. Hey, you got a big upset on Monday night.
Monday night at Saints over the Chiefs. Look, Pat Mahomes has not been playing well, despite the fact that the Chiefs are 4-0. Obviously, they continue to figure out ways to win, and maybe that's the case this time around. But I think Kirk Cousins exposed the Chiefs a little bit, and I think that the defense is not quite as good as advertised. We'll see what happens. I mean, Chris Jones obviously can get through there, but the Saints are on fire. And they had the tough loss against Philly, but I think
they had the tough loss against Atlanta, but they're still a really good team.
Yes,
very good team.
So I think that there is a possibility that the Saints end up taking over the Chiefs and they get handed their first loss on Monday night.
Hey, you know what? Wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hate it.
I'd be all right with it.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe Devontae Adams could end up down in New Orleans. The top two teams we're hearing is Jets, Saints. Apparently the Ravens obviously are inquiring. Let's pump the brakes here, though, Baltimore. Yeah. I know he tweeted out a little Edgar Allan Poe or Insta story, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
But we got to pump the brakes. And obviously then at the bottom, Rocco DeSangro has the Jets pulling the upset. But currently right now, the dogs are not barking. It is 17-7 Vikings. They're driving at the Jets 49 as we speak. Up 17-7. The Vikings defense has forced 2 turnovers, including a pick 6.
How much time's left?
Oh, a lot of time. 10:36. So a lot of ball left here. We'll see what happens, but we wanted to have our best bets there.
Is Aaron Rodgers done?
No, I'm not going to go that far yet. I just think the Jets are really dysfunctional. I think the Vikings are that good. I really do.
Yeah, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers just really hasn't had like that game, that Aaron Rodgers type game.
And I try to give a benefit. Like, he is older.
He's
coming off an Achilles. Right. Like, Kirk Cousins kind of looked like dog doo to the first X amount of games. Like, he was trying to find it. But
first for 500 yards.
But he had 500 yards. He had that electric comeback in Philly. So, like, the moments are there.
Yeah.
I just think the Jets, foundationally, there's just a lot of issues there.
I'm just not sure Salah's the guy.
I'll tell you what, he won't be the guy if they don't win this year.
Yeah.
And they bring back Aaron Rodgers, it will be with a different head coach. But a lot to unpack here, a lot going on, and we will see how it continues to play out here. But you know what's playing out in about an hour and a half? The Ravens and the Bengals are going to be kicking off here. We're extremely excited about that one. A little nervous. Are we nervous?
I'm not about this afternoon's game. Hell no, I'm not.
Now I'm feeling good.
I'm very confident today. Steve says his dog is 3.5 at Jacksonville. Flacco going to go off.
Oh,
it's a great segue.
Great segue.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco is going to get the start because Anthony Richardson has the oblique issue. So you're firing up.
Yeah.
You are firing up. And actually, as I just spoke, it was at least confirmed, but we already knew. Joe Flacco starting the game. Fire up your Colts wide receivers. Michael Pittman Jr., I need you. But Joe Flacco, man, I feel like it's just he's got a fountain of youth again.
Yep.
Might be playing better than he did in Baltimore. That's a stretch.
I don't know about that.
I know. I just am getting all excited. But, it brings up the conversation.
Yes.
And Pat McAfee talked about it with J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt brought it to attention on maybe Joe should actually be one of the starters in the NFL. So let's play that clip.
the start from the gate. Like, how come no team is doing that?
Yeah, that's a question Connor actually has for you.
Yeah, JJ, how did you feel about watching Flacco again? Did it make you want to kind of strap him back on just because he is 80 years old, still spinning the pill? And in the same vein, do you think also Dalton should maybe get a shot at kind of taking the reins just like Flacco?
I mean, they did an interview with him after the game. I think he said he's, 38, 39?
Yep.
And in recent years, when you compare him to Brady and Rodgers, I was like, oh, he's younger than I thought he is. But it is interesting to me that he's always got to come off the bench and just go out there and crush it. I mean, he literally had to leave Cleveland basically because they didn't want a quarterback controversy there. So how come no team is taking this guy as their number one right now and just riding with him for a couple of years and seeing what happens? We know he's not going to be a long-term solution because he can't be, but he can clearly still play ball at this level, and he's better than some of the 32 starters in this league, I would assume. So you got a guy like that. You got a guy like Dalton. You give him a shot, especially if you're one of these teams with a young quarterback. You want to give a chance to sit. I think that's kind of what happened here with the Colts. Is he was obviously insurance for Anthony Richardson, and it's working out well for him right now. But how come somebody's not giving him that week one job and saying, hey, we're not exactly in the spot where we have our quarterback of the future, but we want to win. Let's put Flacco there.
We're happy.
I think it's a great point that he makes. Well, we talked about this the first couple of weeks of the season as far as like developing quarterbacks and how that just doesn't really seem to happen anymore. And when you look at a organization like Green Bay, where they draft a guy, let him sit for a year or two, get him acquainted to the NFL and the speed of the game and all of that, and look at how Jordan Love has developed and become that guy now. Before it was Aaron Rodgers, before it was Brett Favre, and obviously that works. So to me, Joe Flacco could play a perfect role for a guy like Anthony Richardson, who hasn't played a whole lot of games, who hasn't started a whole lot of games. I don't even think he started 20 games yet since high school, which is absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So let Anthony Richardson sit for a season. Let him work behind Joe Flacco, and let Joe Flacco go to work. Joe's going to still win you games, and then let Anthony Richardson develop. I think it makes a ton of sense. I'm with JJ Watt. I don't know why Joe hasn't gotten a starting job in a lot of places he's been to.
And the crazy thing is, Cleveland only got rid of him because they didn't want to have the controversy having Deshaun Watson. That's the only reason they got rid of him, is because they know that they're invested in Deshaun Watson. But I'll tell you what, Cleveland was thriving with Joe Flacco as the quarterback. Now, there is a ceiling that you have with Joe. You know, Joe is not built for speed. He's not as mobile as he used to be, but he's confident, right? Andy Dalton, I'll say with the Panthers, he gives them the best chance right now. But you just sacrificed your development of Bryce Young, at least for this moment. I just don't see it working out for him down in Carolina. So you got to be careful with these young guys. But if you're the Colts, for however long Anthony Richardson's out or his development's going to take, when Joe plays, you're going to have a legit chance to win, especially in your division.
Right.
The Colts win this game, they're 3-2.
Yeah.
Right? So, they just beat Pittsburgh with Joe hopping off the bench, and maybe it's just playing Pittsburgh. Maybe he just knows. But it is something to notice here, but I'm dead serious. I'm firing up all Colts wide receivers. Michael Pittman Jr., and maybe I'm just knocking on wood, but Michael Pittman Jr. has balled out against Jacksonville, and I think he's going to ball out with Joe slinging him the rock here. And no Jonathan Taylor, right? So Trey Sermon's going to have to run the football as a backup. He's probably going to get the most carries.
Yep.
But you're just thinking it's going to be death taxes, and Joe's going to be slinging that thing down in Duval.
Has to be, yeah.
Duval. So we will see what happens there. And if you guys are just tuning in, good morning. Happy Sunday. Ravens and Bengals kick off at 1 p.m., but we're going around talking about NFL news, Ravens related. So you just heard us talk about Joe Flacco. We are going to have our best bets coming up here in a little bit. And also we're doing call-ins. So if you guys want to call in, we have the link in the chat, right, Brad?
Yeah.
Links in the chat so you guys can call in because we want to hear from you all. And I think actually because of that, we got a caller in right now.
We do. We have
one of our Holy Shirts and Pants members.
Our earliest fans. So long time fan. Adit,
how we doing? Morning.
Good. Yeah. So Ryan, I do want to ask you a question going back to college football. I went to Virginia Tech, and I know you went to South Carolina, and I know the head and one of the most legendary coaches at Virginia Tech has been Frank Beamer, and then his son is the head coach at South Carolina. And I know obviously you come from a legacy as well, so I feel like you can help answer this question. What are your before you answer the Ravens? What are your thoughts on Shane Beamer as a football mind?
Hey, look, I like Beamer. I think in general, there's always expectation because that's what you're kind of alluding to, right? About expectation. There's a certain way about with coaching staffs. I'll say in the SEC in general, I just want to touch on that. South Carolina hasn't had the program success since Spurrier was there. When I was there, like that was the team where at the time Jadeveon Clowney was there. That's one of the first guys I ran into in the called it the Doty. That's where all like the athletes had the study halls. Massive human being, by the way. But there was a plan in place. There was a structure. Connor Shaw was the quarterback. They had some really, really great players. Marshawn Lattimore, if people remember that. So I'll just say with the SEC and with South Carolina, the infrastructure of how it is, they're just struggling to try to find the right fit. So, I really do like Shane Beamer. I really do. I think it's just expectations, one that you're going to have, and having type of a legacy that you deal with. You're going to have to try to track that out. I guess it's weird. I never thought of it from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah.
Because like when you're playing, but then it's the same thing if you have a family member with it. I guess that'd be the same. Like Cal Senior for me, all the great coaching, that would be an expectation to live up to.
Right.
But I think at the end of the day, you got to find your own style and you got to find your own success. And especially nowadays with kids, if you're not having success at big universities or you're not getting them in, they're going to find someone that is. And I want to see South Carolina do better, man. I really do. They had their chance against LSU, didn't they? And then no chance yesterday against Ole Miss.
No.
So, it was tough. It was tough. South Carolina's had some troubles, but I'll tell you what. Have you ever been down to a game to South Carolina?
No, I've been to North Carolina but I've never been down to South Carolina. At some point, I do want to kind of go down to like Nashville, Florida, that area for a few days.
Oh, you need to. And then if you really want to get frisky, the Florida Georgia the game, the world's largest tailgate is what they call it down in Jacksonville, is fun as well. So yeah, that's what I got. I just think that it's tough for the expectations. But at the end of the day, this world's cutthroat too. Like they don't care. And I hope just for Beamer, they can continue on. But the SEC to me, actually hot take here. The SEC could see some changes here in the next couple of years because Saban's gone. And obviously we just saw what happened with Vandy and Bama. So maybe the powerhouses outside of Georgia could change in the future, but South Carolina we'll have to wait to see. All right, what do you got with us on the Ravens?
I feel like this is going to be a big game for the tight ends. I feel like a Mark Andrews touchdown and Isaiah Likely touchdown.
There we go.
And I feel like we're going to see a Pat Ricard, at least he's going to catch something at least 10, 15 yards.
Yes. Give me that 75-yard.
And I will be honest as well. I will be honest as well. I am kind of rooting for an Isaiah Likely touchdown because I have him on fantasy.
Always a little bit of incentive right there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But Pat,
I think you and me, Ryan, are 1 and 2 on the Holy Shirts and Pants League.
Hey, you know what? That's just good stuff right there, man. That was the one especially.
Yeah, that's because I'm not in it.
Was locked up. You're representing. I'm making you look good here, right?
Yeah.
The show representing here. It was a blast to kind of see there. Yeah, I'm actually checking it right now. But as far as tight end games, yeah, I'm hoping it kind of can be. Like that's the thing. The Ravens have arguably the best tight end room, but it's not being used in the sense that where people are seeing it from a fantasy perspective. But Mark Andrews is blocking extremely well. Same with Charlie Kohler. They're doing their jobs. We'll have to see what kind of unfolds there. Advantage Baltimore. And if those guys get going today, that's probably a good sign. Ravens run the ball, Mark Andrews, and Likely. How about both of them score?
Yeah. 42-28 Baltimore. 42-24 Baltimore.
Ooh, I don't hate that.
I feel like everyone's saying take the over.
Yeah, but because it's that run game. It's because how bad the Bengals are against the run. I think that's what could make it a high scoring game. And you have if there's that sense of urgency from the Bengals, Joe Burrow's going to be slinging the ball all over the place to try to keep up. So I agree. I think taking the over on this is probably the move.
Well, let's hope. I love 28-3, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be tight. But if they score 42 points and the Ravens don't win this game, I'm scared for Monday for a lot of people. But I feel good. But hey, appreciate you, man. Keep going in holy shirts and pants. We got to keep it going, all right? And we'll talk soon.
Got it.
Thanks, Adeet.
See you. And fire shirt, by the way. Love it.
Right. I went to a show once in Virginia. I think it was like in Northern Virginia.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, hey, have a great Sunday. We'll talk soon, all right?
Thanks, Adeet.
Hell yeah. Again, one of our Holy Shirts and Pants members. Appreciate you tuning in. This is what we want. We want the interaction with the fans here. And when I'm saying fans, community members. Like these are people that we want to hear from you. We do this because we genuinely want to hear from you. So we got that link. We appreciate it. We don't got too much longer. What we're thinking of 20 minutes.
If that.
Yeah, if that.
We're just about done.
Yeah, we're hanging out. We're having a good time. But actually, I'm curious, Brad. Do you think people actually remember what Kevin spun the globe on?
I don't even remember what Kevin spun the globe on.
Yeah, I do. There's two countries I specifically remember. There's three.
Yeah.
There's three. And actually, this is simple. I know we said this before, but we're going to put this out here on social media. If you guys can name two of the three countries that Kevin has spun the globe on, and you can enter it in, we'll give it a couple days grace period after Monday. If you answer it right, you're in a chance to win the Deep Eddy giveaway. That's our plan. That's our goal. We're actually going to put it out there because we have a lot to give away, a ton to give away.
One of these,
one of those,
bunch of other stuff that goes into the package. There's hats, there's all kinds of stuff. So actually, I mean, I use this all the time, so it's legit.
It is legit. And you know what else? We love Deep Eddy vodka here, which so much so we love Deep Eddy. Let's round up this weekend of what just happened here. And do we do it feels weird not having crushed it with Rock.
I know.
Do we try to crush it? It's hard.
Yeah, do you have it?
Oh, I have it. I
don't even know what's in it.
Oh, I do.
All right. Well, I'll let you lead it then.
Well, let's do the Deep Eddy Crushed It segment here. Let's start off with Thursday night. By the way, that might be the game of the year right now.
Oh my God.
Game of the year, game on the line.
Spiking the ball at 1 second was absolutely insane.
Captain Kirk, are you kidding me? This game, you watched it. They had the 1 second, then Young Oku knocks it through, not phased, even though he had a kick block. But Kirk Cousins is the story, and he finishes it off here. And how about Hodge coming into the game? I think it was Hodges. Gets in there, runs to the end zone. The place is going berserk. And you know what I love? I don't know if it's going to be shown here. Kirk Cousins is swagging and he's surfing left and right. Please tell me Rocco had it in here. I need to see it. Need to see it. I feel bad for Baker Mayfield.
There he is. There it is.
There it is. Kirk Cousins, he is crushing it. Beautiful. Let's go to this game because you know what? All upsets. But I don't know if you guys saw this. Nick Saban said, SEC, it's hard to play everywhere except playing Vanderbilt. That's the only place.
Yeah.
Damn. Probably shouldn't have said that. And if you're an Alabama fan, look away. After you just beat Georgia at home, you go on the road and put up a stinker. And on top of it, you gave up a 40-burger to the Commodores. And you know what's even better for Vandy? They were celebrating. They know what to do. They knew the assignment. That's the goalpost going down the streets.
They walked it 3 miles to the river.
3 miles. I love this. This is what makes college football so great.
Yeah.
So many upsets last night. Tennessee goes down. Get the hog call. And then on top of it, before I go, I want to make sure that people understand this. They throw it in, and I think I actually have the video. I gotta play the video now of them throwing it in the damn water. I think this is it. I'm praying this is it. Be it. Nope, that's just Derrick Henry looking good. Damn, he looks good. One more. It's got to be it. No, Caroline.
Come on.
Come on,
right,
baby.
They threw it in the river.
No, we got it. No,
Taco
not giving
never
in.
gets like
Jesus Christ.
All part of the show. All part of it. I know what I'm doing. Never a doubt. It's got to be this.
You're fired as a producer.
It's got to be this. Nope, that one.
Oh my! All right, that's it. That's it.
Nope, I only have 5 files in there. I'm just. You keep swinging. You keep swinging, man. I'll tell you what. You keep swinging. We got this. One more chance. Everyone believe in me? Do you have faith?
I don't know.
Do you have faith? Do you have faith? There it is.
Right in the river.
In the damn river. Down in the van down by the river, Vandy and the Commodores, you are crushing it. I'm fired up, man. That is great. I love upsets. It's fantastic. You know what I also love, by the way? If we keep this going, it'll be the next clip, I think, coming up.
Yeah, it's Navy.
Navy. And then my brother-in-law, he was at the game. Boise State's also looking great. But Navy, wagon, Army having a good year. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for more of that. But for Navy, keep doing what you're doing. It's a fun offense. And guess what? You are crushing it. Oh, that's pretty good.
I love it.
I love that one. Appreciate it. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. This is our Sunday pregame show where we have fun, get you ready for NFL Sunday. Obviously, the Ravens and Bengals, we're based in Baltimore. So we have been talking about the Ravens. We've had call-ins with our listeners and viewers to hear your perspective. I think we've had 6 call-ins today, 5 call-ins.
Yeah.
So we're doing this.
Participation.
Great participation. Again, we like to hear from you all. We are getting close to wrapping up here, and Travis says the truth. Let's have a good game. Yeah, damn right. Let's have a good game.
Hell yeah.
This one's big. We'll bring it up again. Ravens win. They get to 3-2 and have a chance, depending on what happens tonight between the Steelers and the Cowboys, to be atop the AFC North. But if the Ravens do lose, they fall behind Cincy because of the tiebreaker. They'd both be 2-3. In some minds, like, it's crazy to think, but that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. But for Baltimore, you got to like it. You got to like where this team's at. They're playing with confidence. But I hope that they don't fall into the trap, that it felt good. Everyone's pumping you up, pumping the tires because you just smacked the Bills. How do you respond on the road against a divisional opponent? I think we're going to find out here pretty soon. And actually, so much so, do I play the clip of Nick Moore talking about this matchup real quickly with the Bengals?
Yes.
Well, Nick Moore, future Pro Bowl long snapper of the Baltimore Ravens, came on the show to talk to us about this matchup here. And let's listen to what Nick had to say on what he expects from these guys.
Rush team, so it's going to be a challenge for me, and I'm excited for it because I know I know what's kind of coming, and I know what to expect, and it's really going to make me feel confident. If I'm able to do what I think I should be able to do in that environment, then it'll just build me confidence going through to the rest of the season. But I think as a whole with the team, like, they still have offensively, they got 2 of the best wide receivers in the game. Joe Burrow is still Joey B. I know people are dogging him right now, but he's
a damn good player.
He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they're still a really high explosive offense. It hasn't quite clicked for them yet this season, but I mean, dude, they were in it against the Chiefs. If they don't get they don't get that pass interference call, then I think they win that game, and they're 2-2, haven't beat the Chiefs. It's a totally different environment around Cincinnati if they win that game.
Yep.
And so I think they're still, they're going to come out swinging, and they're going to try to make some big plays and try to get going early, I would imagine. So, I think our defense has got a big test this week. And then they still, on defense, they got Trey Hendrickson's one of the best pass rushers in the game. And Hubbard, I can't recollect his first name right now, but he's the guy. Yeah, he had the 98-yard return against us.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, we know, Nick.
They got Geno Stone, so and he's probably out for vengeance against his former team. So
yeah, I heard
they got some dudes, man. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Geno's my boy, but they got a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got a really good team, and they're going to put it together, and it's going to be a great matchup. And ultimately, I think we're going to continue to improve on the stuff that we've done well and get better at things that we need to get better at, and we're going to keep riding this train and dominate, try to establish line of scrimmage and get big number 22 rolling.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah,
please.
That's what we need. Everyone loves to see 42 and 22 rolling.
Oh yeah.
When they're coming downhill, I don't think anyone wants to get in the way of that.
So crazy.
It's the most. It's like You don't see that in football anymore. That's like that's like the 60s, 70s, old school. Maybe like Mike Oslett. Like I saw a video of him the other day, and I was like, this is kind of reminiscent of what we're doing right now. And I love watching it. Smash mouth, old school football. That's how I was raised. Like that's why I learned how to play football. Like we're gonna line up in the eye, and we're gonna run the ball straight down we're gonna run the ball down your throat, and you got to stop us. And that's to me, that's football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Ravens football, baby. Actually, I'm going to play that last part of the clip.
Okay.
Last part of the clip. Here
And
we go.
And the Steelers have only won one each. So, you
yeah.
know, there's always animosity when they took us out of the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We felt like we were the better team. And, I think this is just another opportunity for us to make a statement and to let everybody know that we're still the Baltimore fucking Ravens. So.
Whoa. Boom, baby. Hell yeah. I
forgot about that.
I had to get that clip in there, but you're hearing Nick talk about it, the perspective, right?
Yeah.
Can't overlook an opponent. A lot of respect for the team. The other part that we didn't show in the clip was Roquan Smith saying, like, hey, they're not our friends up there. There's some animosity that has
he
grown.
said, watch the tape.
Watch the tape. And it's true, though. Like, you guys can feel and sense, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, it's that rivalry's always been there, and there was a hatred, but there's always a respect between the organizations.
Yeah.
I feel like between Cincy and Baltimore, there's just becoming a dislike between fan bases.
Yeah.
Like, there's a true disdain of, like, enough. We heard that the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. Congrats. You went to the Super Bowl. What have you done for me lately?
Right.
Give the Bengals credit. They've beaten the Chiefs. They know how to beat the Chiefs. They didn't do it this year, but they have done that.
Yeah.
But Ravens, when Lamar Jackson plays, Lamar Jackson beats the Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
So someone's got to give. And that last time I checked, Lamar Jackson is starting the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens today. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah. Could be a great moment for the Ravens. And you know what could be a great moment? I think it's a great time then, Brad, to get our best bets for this Ravens game.
Yes.
Brought to you again by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Wow, beautiful. Let's pull up that. I got it for you. Here we go. Here's our best bets from the day. I will start up top here. Hey, look, I do think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But I do think that the Ravens are going to win this game by more than the field goal. I really do. I think it could be 7-point game. I'm hoping it's a 2-score, maybe 10-point game, but I'm just being realistic. But I do think the Ravens win this game, and it is by more than 2.5 on the road. Zach, obviously, he's got Derrick Henry. You got to keep rolling with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. Derrick Henry over 83.5 rush yards, one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL.
28th.
It's not very good.
No.
Could change. Hopefully not today.
So let me just remind everybody, the Bengals are giving up an average of 145 rushing yards per game. Per game. And that's against rushing attacks that aren't as good as the Ravens. Not even close. So I think Derrick Henry over 83.5, easy money.
Easy money. Well, how about this? This is probably, if you're putting this in, you're spicing it up and you're actually going above the odds because you're going Zay Flowers is reaching the century mark here against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hasn't done it yet. He's going to get, and he's gotten close. So I think he does it here. Zay Flowers has had incredible games against Cincinnati, in Cincinnati, by the way. So I think that Zay Flowers gets his first 100-yard game today.
Zay, baby. And lastly, Rocco has then, in this case, Justice Hill going over 20.5 receiving yards. And Justice Hill coming off a game where he was the Ravens' leading receiver last week, where he had 6 catches for 52 yards and a tutty. Great move for the touchdown, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's our bets for today. And I think, honestly, why not? Why not have them all hit? If you want to sprinkle them all together, run them all together, why not? Why not?
Yeah, just do it.
If you like it, great. If you don't, not going to hurt our feelings. But hopefully, at least the Ravens just need a win. At the end of the day, just need a Ravens win. That is the most important thing that we have to offer you guys. Any other thoughts, Brad, before we get close to wrapping up here?
No.
I think it's great. And again, we're going to pull up our dog picks again. Actually, dogs. Brought to you by Stuggies right there. Forgot about them. You know what? They got just regular crab mac and cheese now at the stadium.
Oh, you just buy crab mac and cheese by itself?
They got it.
Wow.
It's I'm going to need that.
Yeah.
They have it at M&T Bank Stadium. But Stuggies, our dogs of the week, dogs. Zach and I are going with the Cowboys over Pittsburgh. Why not? People, be a friend. Beat the Steelers. Brad's got the Saints over the Chiefs.
Yes.
And Rocco's hoping the Jets make a comeback, which, hey, stop traffic. It is 17-10 now going into the fourth quarter. Vikings got the ball at the Jets 46. Rodgers went down but re-entered the game, so I think it's okay there. And that's all I got to say about that. Aaron Jones looked to have gotten injured. He hasn't had a rushing attempt since. So sorry for all Aaron Jones fans. And I think that's that. And Joe, I will check in, but I think there's a Kevin and Zach Reacts after the game. They always do it over there, so make sure you guys subscribe. But we'll be back on Monday. 3 p.m. Eastern time to dissect everything that happened here. The phone lines will be open. We'll have the call-ins. But in the meantime, Brad and I are going to enjoy some Iron Rooster, decompress, watch the Ravens game, stress out, and then be able to talk to you guys all tomorrow. Anything else?
Nope.
Hey, guys, on the way out, hit that like and subscribe button. But, Brad, let's cue the music.
Oops.
Oopsie.
I can't control the board worth of shit.
Hey.
Have a day, have a game. Go Ravens.
Hey, that does it for us at the Ryan Ripken Show. As Brad says, have a day, have a game. How about you have a night? Hopefully we'll be discussing a Ravens victory and so much more on Monday. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. See ya.
Peace.